Welcome to Four Eyes, the podcast series that gives you a clear view into the optometry world across Canada and the US. We're four optometrists who graduated from ICO and are working across North America. And today we're doing a showdown of our favorite soft contact lenses and which ones knock it out of the park. We're also going to mention new lens designs of 2019 and upcoming augmented reality lenses with Mojo Vision.
Or is it Mojo Vision?
Well, we'll figure out. We'll figure out what it is. So once again, we're your hosts. I'm Dr. Amrit Bilku.
I'm Dr. Deepan Kaur.
I'm Dr. Ravinder Randhawa.
I'm Dr. Alex Kuhn.
Before we actually start talking about contact lenses and which one's our favorite, I have to give a shout out to this website. It's called odspecs.com. I absolutely love using this site. They actually really group up all the different brands into different categories like multifocals, daily. So it's really easy to find the contact lenses you're looking for. And also when you click on the certain type of contact lenses, it tells you information about the material, the parameters it's available in. So it's a great website to use anytime you're ordering contact lenses. Also actually has a list of medications as well. So it's really good if you're just kind of looking up a quick medication and you don't know the dosage or even looking at the prices. It does a really good summary of the prices. It is an American website though, so I'm not sure how accurate the prices are for Canadians, but it's a really good estimate knowing the prices as well.
Have you looked at the prices and found that they're almost consistent with Canadian prices? Like, has that helped you out in any way or not really?
It has, just because with some, I do have patients who don't have insurance. So it's if I'm giving them a certain type of antibiotic, it's kind of good to see which one is a little bit more affordable.
Okay, cool. We'll put the link in that website in our bio. I think that'll be a really good thing to use because, like, I know Tyler's Quarterly is a lot of people's favorite method to, like, look through different brands. But sometimes it's nice to just have your phone, like, in your pocket and then you can just pull it out in front of your patient and search it up rather than flipping through the Tyler's Quarterly.
There's also iDoc. They actually do have a app, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
It is. Yeah, you have to pay a fee, but it's a good resource as well. I mean, it's nice. The OD Specs is not. You don't have to pay a fee, but
This one's completely free.
Wait, I still have iDoc on my phone. I'm not paying for it. Like, it still works.
Maybe it's not, you probably can't update the new contact lenses.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I can't update it. Yeah. Never mind. Well, clearly I don't use contact lenses, so iDoc's not really helping me out.
She's like using these old ass lenses that have like old ass material. Here, guys. All right. So let's start with what's our favorite soft daily contact lens. My initial go-to for the non-astigmatism patients is AccuView Oasis One Day, and that's by Johnson & Johnson, and Daily Total Ones by Alcon. Just from the experience that I've had so far, a lot of my patients prefer the AccuView Oasis One Day. It provides a lot of comfort. Just the optics of the lens is really good, and also it provides a lot or UV protection compared to a lot of the other lenses. And Alex, you wear Daily Total Ones, right?
I do.
Still?
Yeah. They're my go-to. They're my favorite. To me, they're the most comfortable lens that I've worn.
You've tried a lot because, I mean, your dad has a practice and you told us every time there's a new lens, your dad, like, slaps it on your face. Like, here, try this out, Alex. See what happens before I give it to my patient. You're kind of like the guinea pig.
And it's funny because, I mean, he uses himself as well as a guinea pig, but we definitely like to try everything that we prescribe. Personally, I think the DT ones are they're the most comfortable for me, but I mean, it's kind of up to patient preference too, because what's comfortable for me isn't necessarily comfortable for everyone.
The Daily's Total One, it does have like one of the highest DK values of all the daily lenses that's available. I think it has a DK value of 140. That's probably the highest any dailies lenses there is available. But the only downfall I have seen with that is insertion and removal. Just because of the higher DK value, it's really slippery.
Yeah,
your hands have to be really dry, like putting that in and taking it out. So I don't really like using that as like someone who's a newer fit.
That's the same thing with the AccuView Oasis daily lenses too. They're really slippery as well. So I've tried those ones and I like them better than the daily total ones. I don't feel them at all during the day. And I used to wear AccuView Moist and those were like terrible. Like I had a lot of dry eye problems. I couldn't even wear the contacts for more than, I don't even know, like 4 to 5 hours. But the AccuView Oasis one days, I could wear them like all day. And this is like going to school, going to the gym, and I don't even feel them. But yeah, when putting them on my eyes, it's okay. But then taking them out, it takes me a long time to take them out because I just can't get a grip on the lens. And I'm like, are they there? And I'm like, but they are because I can still see. So I'm just like, oh my God. And that's a lot of complaints I get from patients as well, that it's really hard to take out because they just can't get a grip on the lens. And I think it's also because of the low modulus. So it's bendable.
Aren't most daily lenses more flimsy than biweekly and monthly lenses anyways because they have to have a higher DK value, right?
Yes. That is also
but not all
true.
of them. Even the ones that have the Hydroglide coating on them, they tend to be a lot more slipperier.
Oh, okay. Cool. So who wins that round?
We both do.
We both win.
Oh, okay.
Patient preference.
Yeah. It's always patient preference because even with all these
No, it's
different
true.
technologies for the daily contact lenses, it all comes down to like one thing, and that's providing a lot of moisture to your eyes and a lot of oxygen to the eyes because the DK values are so high. So it really is up to
That's 2 things deep on.
patient preference. No, I mean like I guess
one.
it comes down to a couple things that.
So what is everybody's favorite soft toric contact lens, especially those with high astigmatism?
So my favorite soft toric lens for high astigmatism is by Mojo Vision. It's the Biofinity Toric XR. I feel like it's one of the contact lenses that actually offers still up to 575.
I think it is
And
the
it has
only it is the only soft contact lens that offers.
I think there's
that sale.
another one.
Is it ProClear?
Yeah, so that's the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. It is by Mojo Vision and it's ProClear, yeah. So it's only Mojo Vision is the only one that actually offers the highest astigmatism correction.
Okay.
But the only reason why I prefer the Biofinity Toric is just because it has a higher DK value. That one has of 128, whereas the ProClear is 21. So it's a big difference.
That is a really big difference.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of experience fitting with the ProClear toric lenses with the high astigmatism parameters, but I think it's because the DK value is so low. I feel like patients would have a lot of trouble adapting and have a lot more dry eye symptoms, etc.
What was this whole thing about? So the Biofinity Toric XR trial lenses are shipped from Ireland?
Yeah, so I don't know about you, Rav, but when I order these lenses, it takes like 3 to 4 weeks for my trials to come in. And I was looking it up, and it's because they're shipped from Ireland and they're always on back order. So the fitting
Are they
process
soaked
for
in
me
alcohol
takes like,
when they come in?
maybe, but it takes like the fitting process is so much longer than obviously other lenses. So I always have to tell a patient like, oh, okay, so I'm putting you in this specific specialty lens. It's going to take a while for the trials to come in. So the time frame is just a lot longer, and I just have to warn the patient about that.
What about you, Alex? What do you and your dad do in your Alaskan clinic? Nothing gets shipped to Alaska.
We don't get nothing on
I know this. Like, Alex is like, it takes a year before we get those.
No, you're talking about that. So my photographer, I just had engagement photos done. This is completely off topic. But she said that it was so cold one of the days that she was shooting with somebody that her contact had ice crystals on it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And I was
When was
like,
that?
I don't even know. I've never heard of that, but I was like, you should have taken that picture. I don't think she did.
Oh my
but
God.
But how did she figure that out? Did
Yeah.
can you
No,
see
so
that
it
her-
wasn't
that her
it
corneas
wasn't
were, like,
her
fogged
contacts.
up?
It was one of the people she's taking the picture of, and like I don't know how she knew,
Yeah.
but I'm assuming she looked at her
Maybe that
eye.
was just a
Yeah.
tear in the lens.
It could have
She
been.
was like, oh,
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just looked at her and I was like,
Like I'm wondering, like, do you see like frost when you look at her eyeball? Like, do you see frost?
No, that's
or,
just
like, do you see an icicle?
That's just a
Yo.
bacterial infection starting.
yeah. I was like, I don't really know how accurate this is, but okay.
But the other thing I wanted to talk about for the
Okay.
Biofinity Toric XR contact lenses, they also the sale's up to $575, and they come in 5-degree steps for the axis, which is great because obviously that's such a sensitive marker for these high astigmatism patients. But most of the patients I fit with Biofinity Toric XR, they basically like their glasses more.
Just because when you have that much of astigmatism,
Yeah.
every time you blink, even a slight movement,
I know, yeah.
it causes distortion. So I think that's the biggest downfall. But
Yeah. Like all these kind of contact lenses, especially the astigmatism contact lenses, are advertised as providing the patient with perfect vision and clear vision. And, you know, every time they blink, everything will go back to the contact lens will go back to the proper orientation. And just like what me and Rav have just talked about, that's not always the case. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about patients that have extremely high astigmatism, like -3 and above. And then also the AccuView Oasis biweekly lenses and Bausch & Lomb Ultra monthly contact lenses offer a SIL up to $275, whereas most other contact lenses offer them up to $225. So, but these are in 10-degree steps. So that's cool. So you have some options there for, you know, mid astigmatism patients.
So I guess who won that round?
I think there was only one side, and that was the Biofinity
One.
Toric XR contact lens.
All right. So we're very biased people. So just deal with it. What is everyone's favorite soft multifocal contact lens?
So I agree with Rav. I like the Daily Total Ones multifocals. They're my go-to.
two of my favorite brands that I go to is the Alcon Dailies Total One multifocals. Just because, first, again, going back to the DK value, it does come in the highest DK. And it's one of the contact lenses that offers low, medium, and high ad power. A lot of them, other contact lens brand, go from low and high. They don't offer the medium. So I kind of like this for somebody who is in early presbyopia. I'm just starting them on the contact lens. So I often do the mono vision, where I often put the low power for the dominant eye and the high power for the non-dominant eye. So I kind of like to do it low and medium rather than low and high, just because of a big dramatic change.
Ooh, good
so
point.
that's why I
Yeah.
like the that's why I like the Dailies Total One for that. I also like the Cooper Vision, the Pro Clear one. This is one of the brands that have a center near and center distance. So kind of what it means is they have a wider center diameter for the dominant eye. So they're experiencing less distortions. And they come in powers from +1 to +4 with +0.50 steps. So you can decide what type of ad power you want to give to the patient. So I think that was a really good contact lens for someone who's even an early presbyopia,
Okay.
and it only comes in a monthly.
Right.
And this one is also available in the high sales. So those people with high astigmatism, this one's for you as well.
I mean, I will fit multifocal contact lenses, but a big thing that my dad and I actually do at our clinic is we do a lot of mono vision, where distance is your dominant eye and then near is your non-dominant eye. It's a good option when people don't want because you can't get it perfectly clear for distance and perfectly clear up close. Like, that's not really a thing with
Yeah.
multifocals right now. And so we deal with a lot of hyperopes. They want more crisp vision. And so we do a lot of mono vision.
Are there any daily options for soft multifocals yet?
The Daily Total Ones and the AccuView Oasis daily. No, AccuView Oasis daily lenses. They come in multifocals too, or is it the AccuView Moist?
Oh yeah, I just checked. It's it's the AccuView Moist and then the Daily Aqua Comfort Plus as well. How about for astigmatism, though?
No, there's no daily options for
Oh.
astigmatism.
Is anyone a fan of the Bosch and Lomb Ultra multifocals?
No, I actually do that for someone just with a regular prescription.
Yeah, because that's a new one, right? In Canada and in the US? Closer to like early 2019.
So Bosch and Lomb Ultra multifocal
Yeah.
for astigmatism is a monthly lens, and it recently launched in Canada, but started in the US in the beginning of 2019. So for multifocal lens or contact lenses, there's again not a lot of options for patients that have astigmatism. There's no daily contact lens option for that. But now there's the Bosch and Lomb Ultra multifocal contact lens for astigmatism. And there's also ProClear multifocal toric contact lenses. But the ProClear multifocal toric contact lenses have a low DK value, whereas the Ultras have a higher DK value. So the comfort here comes into play for most patients, where they'll probably like that a lot better than the ProClear. What's your guys' favorite soft contact lens solution?
Mine would be Clear Care.
Yeah, I like that one better, obviously, because, you know, it cleans and disinfects the lens a lot better, I feel like, than the other solutions. But I get a lot of pushback on this solution because you have to leave it in the case for about 6 hours or overnight.
No, 6
before you can
hours
put
or
the-
more. Don't do it
Or
any
6
less.
hours or more. Yeah. 6 hours. The instructions have to be very clear because so 6 hours or more or completely overnight before you put the lens back in the eye. And I have personal experience with putting the lens on before the chemical reaction has completed, and it's like a minor chemical burn to your eye. And this was before.
Did you do this in ICO?
No, this wasn't when I was in high
okay.
school, and I didn't know what happened. My eye
God.
severely burned, and it was like super red. I also did not go to get it checked out. I was like, this
Yeah,
will be
obviously.
okay. I'm just going to use artificial tears and I'll be
I'm
okay.
just gonna walk it off.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk it off. And it was, I'm pretty sure I had a minimal chemical burn on my eye.
I did the
So,
same thing
yeah.
when I was in undergrad, and I had to go to basketball practice, so that was fun.
Yeah, the thing was that a lot of patients don't actually read the box. I have had 2 patients that come to me who have gotten a chemical burn because they kind of wait for the bubbles to stop disappearing, and they think it's okay.
Yeah.
But
Oh
no.
God.
The other solutions are OptiFree and BioTrue one, the BioTrue solution. But the main thing I tell patients about those kind of multi-purpose contact lens solution is that just rub your lenses before you store them or put them back on your eye, just to give them more of a cleaning and disinfecting effect. So yeah.
Yeah, those are the 3 that we recommend and offer at our clinic as well. And one thing you can also recommend to your patients, though, is if they use the Clear Care like twice a week, and they use the multi-purpose solutions the other days. I've done
Nice.
that before.
That's a really good
A lot
point.
of patients I know have that too,
Mhm.
where they have both solutions and they do Clear Care like once in a while.
Good.
Yeah, just to keep the lenses, a little more clean.
So actually, we already talked about 2 lenses right now: the Bosch and Lomb Ultra multifocal for astigmatism that are monthlies, and then the Precision ones that are dailies, as 2 of the new contact lenses that were introduced last year of 2019 in the U.S.
I haven't heard of Precision One. I don't know. Have you, Rav?
No, I actually haven't
Okay,
heard
so
of
it's probably
Precision
not
1.
there just yet. It probably will be though. Yeah, the AccuView Oasis with transitions, those were a new one that came out in 2019 and made like a huge buzz in the news. Berkeley holds B-Talks in the morning sometimes, so those are like free CE lectures for the faculty at Berkeley. And we had I guess like a representative come in. She gave a CE lecture, but it really felt like sponsored lecture because she was just endorsing the AccuView Oasis with transitions, and it was like a whole 50 minutes of why we should sell this to our patients and why it's so great. But I mean, honestly, not even after the presentation, even before, I thought it was a really good idea to have transitions on the lenses because I am very, very light sensitive. And the representative brought up a really good point with the transitions, because you don't have to prescribe this to people who just have a refractive error. These are also great options for people if you want to give them plano lenses and they're very, very light sensitive. The transition contact lenses continuously change the level of the transition as you enter and exit into different lighting conditions, which I think was really cool because
How quickly does it adjust though?
Yeah, that was the
she
biggest
did
complaint
mention
I
that
had from patients.
I think she did mention they darken up within, they did a demo, and I mean it got dark in like literally 5 seconds.
I think that also be good for athletes.
Yeah.
Yes.
People that are playing soccer, football, that kind of thing, that are outside, and you can't have sunglasses on when you're playing soccer.
Exactly.
I was thinking about how would this work with my patients who have TBI or ABI, because, you know, with TBI, light sensitivity is a big one. I haven't really thought about considering the AccuView Oasis transitions, but I guess also because a lot of my TBI patients have dry eye complaints, and maybe just wearing contact lenses is not going to be the best option for them. But it would be cool to try that out maybe in the future and see how it goes.
Yeah, so I had a patient who was a child and he's very light sensitive, and he tried out the AccuView Oasis transitions. The main complaint he had about the transitions is that they don't transition quick enough when you're out in the sunlight or going back and forth between different environments like outdoor and indoor settings. The other thing he said is that he's light sensitive to fluorescent lights. So again, the AccuView Oasis transitions only transition with UV light, because AccuView Oasis transitions are also advertised as helping patients that are super light sensitive, but I don't think they realize
that it's like for UV light.
UV light. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just want to make that crystal clear.
I actually went on the AccuView website, and if you go at the bottom, in the fine print, it says there's actually no clinical studies that have been done that demonstrate that wearing these UV blocking contact lens actually reduce any risk of developing any cataracts or any other eye disorders. So so I think there's no research done right now. So they're also suggesting that you should still continue wearing your sunglasses as well.
Yes. Yeah. The representative really stressed that point too during the CE talk.
Oh, that's a really good point.
I want to share an interesting fact with you guys. As we were doing some research about soft contact lenses and things like that, well, I guess as I was doing the research, because I don't fit them right now, Canada now has their first ever contact lens recycling program, which is awesome because the US already has it. I think some practices that fit specialty contact lenses and a lot of contact lenses have recycling programs in the US. And so now Bausch & Lomb announced that they've partnered with an international recycling company named TerraCycle to launch their Every Contact Counts recycling program. I'll link the article in the bio below, but the article highlights that more than 290 million contact lenses end up in Canadian landfills or waterways annually. So now it's really nice it's nice that Canada's also offering a recycling program to throw away your contact lenses in a proper way. So yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Do patients just bring the old contact lenses to us in our clinic?
Actually, so if you go on TerraCycle's website, they have specific locations around you or around your postal code, zip code, where you can bring the lenses.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing because a lot of pushback I get from patients that I want to put in dailies. They always say that they feel it's like so wasteful to throw out a contact lens every day. And they're like, I'd rather just go into a monthly or something longer because it just feels so wasteful throwing out these lenses every day. And
and the packaging.
Yeah,
you
and
also
the packaging.
Recycle the packaging with this program too.
Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah. So this is a good thing to talk about with those kind of when patients say that.
Yeah, tell your patients. Yeah, everyone in Canada, let them know. And our last topic for today is Mojo Vision
Or Mojo Vision.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. So someone please feel free to correct us if you really do know what it's supposed to be pronounced as. But yeah, this is a really, really cool concept. So Mojo Vision is a company that is making augmented reality contact lenses with a built-in display that projects images onto the retina. And the augmented reality display, which they claim on their website, is the size of a grain of sand. That is how tiny this display is, and it's embedded inside the contact lens. One thing the company is doing is claiming that it's going to benefit low vision patients because the display in the contact lens can provide real-time contrast and lighting enhancements, as well as zooming in like a smartphone camera. That's going to help patients who are struggling with low vision. And it's hoping to help emergency responders as well, like firefighters, because the contact lens can shield or display information about temperatures or what parts of a building are hiding behind like curtains of flames. So I find that really cool about the lens. Now, their website also talks about some more fun applications of the contact lens display. One example on their website was that if you're giving a PowerPoint presentation and you have presenter notes, you can actually have your presenter notes displayed virtually, like onto your retina, so that you can still, look at the audience and you'll just have your notes kind of in front of you in like this like holographic like green display. So I'm assuming that all this information that's on the display will probably come from an app or a program on your phone or the computer, so that it displays things in real time based on what information you probably put in there. It's not very clear, but it looks awesome. And what's really interesting is that on their website, they also mention that optometrists have a role in developing, marketing, and managing the lenses for patients in the future. So they have included optometrists as part of their team to develop the lens. So I'm assuming this is going to be available for optometrists to prescribe to their patients, rather than the patients just purchasing them on the fly from the company, which is all assumption. I'm assuming this because there's really not that much detail about it just yet, because it's still years away from its goal of being a viable consumer-ready FDA-approved version. But they do have a prototype out.
I feel like we'll be like in our 80s when the people start using this.
Everyone's going to be like, didn't Amrit say it was like coming out soon? But it does look cool. I mean, I don't know. We'll see, because I feel like that's the way the world is going, right? I mean, it's all going to be, everyone wants info that's right at the palm of your hand or at the front of your corneas. Like, you just need the information right now.
It's
right
like the
then.
contact lens version of the Google lenses that came out.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it. I've heard of that, but I honestly haven't even
I feel like it got so much hype when it came out, but honestly, once they got released, I don't think I have never seen anyone with it. So apparently, it was introduced back in 2012.
Oh my God.
And
that's why no one remembers it anymore.
I've never even heard of this, which is like crazy.
Yeah, but it actually got, like, a lot of places banned it, like casinos, bars, and movie theaters banned it because like, I guess you can record with the Google lenses.
So isn't this going to be a similar problem for the Mojo versus Mojo lenses?
Yes.
But it's like, wouldn't it be more difficult to tell that you even have something on your eye versus a lens that's sitting in front of your eye?
Well, all the students before they take their exams are going to get an eye exam. Everyone's going to be like, step in the slit lamp before you sit at your desk. We'll see.
And I don't even mean...
Whatever, we don't have to worry about that. We're not in school anymore. Yay.
But not to be even more pessimistic, but I feel like it's like another avenue for people to hack through that system and get personal information. But yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening in to our 4 Eyes. Feel free to email us and let us know what your favorite contact lenses are or any other topics that you're interested in. Tune in next week when we go over the different scope of practice for glaucoma between Canada and the US. See you next time.